Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Arise News analyst, Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Yes.
Morning.
Good morning, Victoria Tundu MQ Abiola in a floral outfit on a Friday.
Forget about Flora. I just asked her whether she knows how to catch Molue emotion.
No,
she said she doesn't know.
Ruben,
or how to disembark from Molue. And in Lagos.
So the one thing I'll tell you in disembarking from Molue is that once you get there, you have to keep running.
No, Tundu.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
How many Molues have you bothered in your life?
Tundu,
A lot.
Molue is not your portion.
Amen.
In fact, it has been phased out by Lagos State government.
There you go. To be our team.
But we have the experience.
Yeah, we have experience.
Apply.
We have institutional knowledge on Molue.
You want to make virtue out of hard life. leave that.
It's an experience.
Please,
What do you mean by that?
Let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story in deft political move. Buhari's men set to dominate incoming APC National Working Committee. Abdullahi Adamu chair. Ifeoluwa Oyedele secretary. Ken Nnamani deputy chair. South. Waziri Bulama organizing secretary. CPC elements adopt Afikuyomi Sule. Consensus will conform to Electoral Act. President Ushibajo Lawan, others to grace party conference today. Just before we look at this story, let's look at other stories on the front page of this day. Now, the window story this day. Wike, not a man of integrity, unreliable. Yes, says governors, various public statements open his character to question. Yes, this is a court statement. These days in court because this day was sued by Nyesom Wike, the governor of Rivers State. He filed a 7 billion naira suit against this day and 3 of his staff, claiming that the newspaper publication of June 23, 2020, with the caption, with a friend like Wike, Obaseki meets his Waterloo almost. Of course, that is the reason why Wike has taken this day to court. But yesterday, this day, witness, Jude Igbanoy, yes, I know him, he's a lawyer also, was in court, and he played a number of tapes to perhaps buttress the point that indeed Wike is not a man of integrity. But that is a court matter, no need to go further on that. But it's been reported on the front page of this day. Then the other story, riding on national mood, Peter Obi, yes, joins the presidential race. I'm sure some of us have been waiting for this. Promises to lift country out of poverty is in politics out of sacrifice, says Babangida Aliyu. Yes, Peter Obi couldn't have chosen a better moment to throw his hat into the ring at a time where in his home state, where he left 75 billion naira in the state's coffers and $50 million for his successor to take off. Now, Professor Charles Soludo is taking off with almost no grant, 300 million naira only. So Peter Obi couldn't have chosen a better time but he has to put his money where his mouth is, because most of the aspirants, Tambuwa, Atiku Abubakar, Bala Mohammed, Ayim, they've all purchased their form. His friends gathering money. Peter Obi will just dip his hand in his deep pocket and pay for his presidential ticket form. But it's a welcome development that we have Peter Obi, because when we say the power should go to the Southeast, people ask, where are the Southeast aspirants? We have Ayim, Pius Ayim, and I would now have Peter Obi on the PDP side. Of course, there is the handsome Dave Umai. Yes, he said he's become more handsome and put on weight. Yes, since the Federal High Court nullified his stay in office because he jumped ship from PDP to APC. But that case is ongoing. Now, let's look at how other papers are reporting the APC situation. Then we'll discuss the APC. All now set for the Guardian newspaper, all now set for APC National Convention, Eagle Square, Agog, for 12,000 delegates. Keep your eyes on the ball. Buhari tells APC leaders, Adamu, Akume, Amakura, others meet on consensus. Now the Vanguard, no, not the Vanguard, we go to the Sun, the Daily Sun newspaper. APC chair support swells for consensus. While the leadership newspaper is saying APC convention, consensus deal shaky 24 hours after PMB's meeting with aspirants. Amakura Mustafa invoked Section 82, subsection 3, Section 84, subsection 9 of Electoral Act stipulating written consent of all aspirants to seal consensus. PMB hosts APC founding fathers, lobbies, lawmakers once against squabbles. While the Nation newspaper, yes, convention, why we choose consensus option by APC. Now, if we just move over to the Punch newspaper. APC convention, Buhari battles last-minute crisis, summons governor chairmanship aspirants, fail to agree. Chairmanship aspirants fail to agree. Tinubu ex-governor Kande meet president in villa over Omishore's choice as secretary. Ruling party bars political appointees from Saturday's national convention, of course, to play safe, as we've heard from Okpeyemi Bamidele, Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele. Now, the Daily Independent newspaper has a different story. All this consensus, where is it leading to? Plot to handpick APC consensus presidential candidate thickens. That's what the Daily Independent newspaper is reporting. Now, if we look at this APC convention, where we've been saying the president should take charge when the ship of the APC seems to be going adrift. But now the president has taken charge and is dictating. And according to the Daily, according to this day, Buhari's men set to dominate incoming APC National Working Committee. So the president has taken charge. But the issue of consensus, as we know it, in the Electoral Act 2022, there has to be consensus of the candidates for there to be a consensus. Are all the candidates in agreement with what is going on? If they keep silent, then you say silent means consent. But if they decide to challenge what the outcome of the convention in court, I think the law will be on the side in the absence of a written agreement. Now, if we look at the foreign newspapers quickly, the Times of London, NATO will act if chemical weapons used, says Biden. The Daily Telegraph is also reporting the same story. Biden will respond in kind if Putin uses chemicals. NATO leaders say reaction to weapons of mass destruction will be very severe, but rule out boots on ground. While the Financial Times is reporting Biden warns China on economic fallout from backing Putin's war. U.S. offers to help ease EU gas situation. While the Wall Street Journal is reporting Biden wants G20 to expel Russia. Ruben Rufai, Antonio, over to you.
Well, I don't know. We don't have much time, but I'm interested in this window story on the front page of this day, where Judy Gbanoy, was defense witness in the matter between Governor Wike and this day. Yeah, under section, is it 373 of the Criminal Code, a man can sue for defamation. And Governor Wike had sued this day for defamation, and is claiming 7 billion naira. And here was a witness saying that in his own reckoning, Wike is not a man of integrity or that is unreliable. And they tried to adduce evidence in the witness box. Well, if you look at the details of what he's pushing and what the defense counsel is pushing, he's pushing the defenses available in defamatory cases, which will include fair comment, which will include privilege, which will include voluntary non-fit injuria. If you are a public officer, you can't say you cannot be criticized, which will include justification, which will include principally the truth, and which will include the absence of malice. Okay, these defenses is what this council will deploy. But beyond the legalese, which is for the court to determine, it's not my duty to tell the court or the council what to do. I think that for political reasons, for reasons of good relationship also, I don't think that Governor Wike needs the stress, taking, a media house to court and trying to push. What usually happens, many people may disagree with this, is that when you go to court and you don't set you out of court, or you don't take other options, because there are other options that can be adopted of the court, you complicate the process. And this is precisely what has happened with this kind of, defense witness standing up and saying, Governor Wike, at a time he's having other political issues of his own. Does he want to take on the entire media establishment? Does he want to fight a media war? So I as his friend, as somebody who knows him very well, I don't think he needs this stress. He should just go to court, withdraw the case, and move on. Because there will be other challenges as he tries to build his political career. Tundu, you may disagree and say that the right of the individual may be more important than other considerations. But you see, I wouldn't advise him in his own interest.
Well, he has advisors.
Well, but I'm telling him, I know him too. And I'm telling him what I know. Okay?
His advisors.
Yeah, because what he's pushing may be very difficult to sustain without prejudice to what the court decides at the end of the day. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Feni.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed.